Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And I kind of jumped ahead. Johnny McFarland is in here getting ready to talk about the big event that the major fundraising for the Mid-South Quail Forever chapter. But we're gonna take a little break right here. And talk about an event that is near and dear to so many people's heart. It's the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame and banquet held every year at the Johnny Morris and Jenny Morris Convention Center there in Springfield, Missouri. And we got the man on the line right now who started this baby 20. We missed 1 year, Garry Mason, so we call it. This is the 23rd, or what is this?
No, this is the 21st, Larry.
This is the 21st, but a lot of folks.
22 years, but this is the 21st.
And we're giving you a tease because next week we're going to devote a lot of Outdoors with Larry Ray with the event for this year with some really big names. If you go in the Hall of Fame, I still don't know how. Anyway, we'll get into mine, but so humbled by being there last year. But, Garry, I have had some people ask me, how did this form? So I know you're really busy on this Saturday morning, but talk to our listeners about the idea itself for the Legend of the Outdoors.
Well, it was really, believe it or not, it was pretty simple. I had been in my office, and I'd guided a lot of the country music stars, baseball stars, football stars, hunting and fishing over my guide career. And I was in the office one day, and I was looking through the computer, slow dial-up internet back then days, and I couldn't find a Hall of Fame for people in the outdoors industry. I mean, there was the Pope and Young and Boone and Crockett and stuff like that, but there was nothing that was just really jumped out at me about people from all walks of the outdoors industry. And I walked in the house late that afternoon, and my wife, Cindy, was in the kitchen, and I said, there's not a Hall of Fame for people in the outdoors industry. I said, somebody ought to do something about that, kind of grumbling and complaining. And she turned around and looked at me, and she said, well, aren't you somebody?
Yeah.
In other words, like, if you're not going to do it yourself, don't complain because others are not doing it. And I kind of took that and run with it. The next day, I told her, I said, honey, we're starting the Legends of the Outdoors Hall of Fame. And
amen.
That's how it was born. And she drew our logo on a napkin as we were sitting in a restaurant that day. And God has blessed us tremendously ever since.
Well, the evolution of this thing is really remarkable, Garry, from your roots to where you are now in that wonderful facility in Springfield. And you could kind of talk us through that because many years, I know you. I went to the hotel in Nashville. I think it was the Sheraton, Music City, and we were there for a while. Then the General Jackson. And now it's the home run has now become a grand slam. I mean, where you are now. So talk about that.
Yeah, that's true, Larry. I mean, we was at the Sheraton for 7 years. We actually started at Paris Landing State Park.
Yes.
The first 2 years that we done it, and then we moved it to Nashville. And Ray Scott told me, the great Ray Scott told me, after that second year, he said, son, you got to get this close to an airport. So we moved to Nashville that next year and stayed 7 years at the Sheraton, 1 year at the Gaylord Hotel, and then moved to the General Jackson. And we was there 8 years, and we just kind of outgrew that wonderful facility. And Johnny Morris had asked if we would be willing to move over to the Bass Pro Shops in Springfield, and we did, and we've just been tickled to death ever since. The place, the facility, the people there are just absolutely super to us.
Yeah, and it is such a location too. It's a destination. Is what it is. Can you tell me, Garry? I know how many did we have going in this year? How many we had?
We've got 8 people going in this year.
8 this year. So what's the total now in the Hall of Fame? How many?
Oh, I knew you was going to ask me that. I think we had 142 before this year started.
Wow.
So this is going to put us right at 150 in 21 years.
And now you're able to do it online and watch the program. So tell our listeners, because I know we're on in Memphis here, this Saturday morning, 9 to 10:30. So you can catch this on the YouTube channel, Facebook. What is it, Gary?
Actually, we're not going to be able to live stream it this year,
but
it will be on YouTube and at a future date, and also on the Hunt channel, Amazon
there
Prime,
you go.
Roku.
Okay, that's great.
And all those, but we're not going to be able to live stream it this year.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, I'm glad we're telling people that because they'd all be going after it and everything like that because it's a very emotional time for you, Gary. Talk about what goes through your mind when you're up there. And I know what went through my mind last year. I'm so glad I got to go after Bill Cooksey. And I wished Billy Blakely had not let the world know that my wife is a better fisherman than me. But what goes through your mind? I know this is a year, and you guys are coming off, and Gary, of course, is the coach for the bass fishing team at Bethel University. You guys, congratulations! You just got through with a big tournament, right? I mean,
yeah, we just won second place in the Bassmasters College National Championship, and two of my boys are two of the only 8 students that will be going to the Bassmasters Classic bracket. This is the 6th time that we've been in the Classic bracket, and we've had 7 teams, 14 guys fish the Classic bracket.
Wow!
And 3 of them have won. So
that's amazing.
We're coming off of a big win.
Yes, and get your thoughts now. So talk about you have to readjust yourself from Coach Mason to this big event, and you're up on stage with everybody that comes through. Got some great people coming in, but at the same time. What's going through your mind, Gary? I know because you look so calm and at ease up there. I was petrified myself, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, it's really hard not to get starstruck when you stand on stage with all those great men and women from our industry and the things they've done, the things they've created, the career paths that they've walked. A lot of those guys and gals, most people just want to shake their hand and get their autograph. And then I get to stand on the stage with those people, and they're heroes of mine too. Because of the things they've done and the things they've created, and then they've allowed us to follow in their footsteps. But I try to treat each and every one of them like I'd want to be treated, and I certainly am very, very honored to be standing on that stage to get to introduce those folks. And most of them need no introduction, but I'm the guy that gets to lead them up to the stage and then award them. And I don't know, Larry, why God waited so long for me to come along to allow me to do this, but I'm certainly glad that he did, and I'm very passionate about it.
It was his plan, and at the same time, this is a moving experience for all of us, not even the ones that goes in, but the audience and things, Gary, because you make it a lot of patriotic. You put a lot of God and country in this, and this is not something. I'm assuming you're probably already looking at next year. You don't have time to really turn around. I don't know how you do this and keep up with that amazing bass program you got at Bethel, but hats off to you, buddy, because I know you don't do this alone. You have a great committee. You have a lot of people that really help you support Cass, don't you?
Well, we've got a good committee, and but most of the work is done on boots on the ground. It's got to be somebody that's running the errands and washing the windows, so to speak. And that's me.
Yeah,
I'm the weakest link in this chain, but
no.
I'm also the hardest working. And we also have the television show that complements the Hall of Fame. It's called The Legends of the Outdoors TV.
Yes,
and that's on YouTube, and you can catch all of our former shows on YouTube, also on the Hunt channel. But the Hall of Fame itself is something that is certainly very moving. As you said, this is one of the first times that most of these great men and women understand that their peers acknowledge them for who they are and what they've done and the great careers that they've had.
Yeah. Well, I know, again, I thank you. That's the only time I've ever been speechless on the radio when Gary snuck it in there on me right in the middle of my cancer battle last year, and my hair was just coming back. I thought it was going to come back black and curly, but it didn't. So I mean, but it's back, and I'm in remission. And I know, Gary, that time spent last year, you'll never know what that meant to me and my family. And and to the people I was able to have that time with. And I just appreciate all the work you do, buddy. I mean, sharing the boat with you, and you knew right off the bat that Miriam was a better fisherman, so I concede that, because
well, there's no doubt about who the better fisherman in that family is.
You didn't have to echo that, but
yeah, well, and I was just going to make one other statement. Of course, I was so glad you got through cancer and everything, and now you come back strong, and your hair come back, but mine didn't.
Well,
I didn't have cancer, but my hair is still just like it is.
You can wear a ball cap. That's okay with it. But Garry Mason, thank you, man. And next week, folks, again, we're going to feature just about the whole show next week. Garry, I may have to try to count on you again for a little while next week. We'll work it out. But looking forward to that, and looking forward to all the great things that you guys have done. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see what's going on. Okay, Garry Mason?
Looking forward to seeing you next Saturday, Larry.
All right, buddy. Thank you. All right. Garry Mason. It was quite an event, guys, to be up there on that stage and to go through that. And I got 2 minutes, and that's what they gave me to talk. They gave everybody 2 minutes to get up there. Of course, I'm very structured and everything like that, but you lose your structure when you're standing up before 300 people, and and you got your heroes sitting out in the audience and things like that. But that is a great facility too. It's wonderful that they're able to do it in Bass Pro. So if you go up there, folks, it's at the Bass Pro Shops. All right, let's take a break. Are you ready, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
He's ready over there. We're going to talk Mid-South Quail Forever busting clays for quail on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.